guys, it's Nicola here from Scenic Wander. Today I'm going to talk to you about one of my favorite things, and it is reward systems for our VIPKID classrooms. Reward systems are really helpful for encouraging our students and keeping them motivated throughout the class. Especially for younger students, these can be a fun way to keep them engaged in the material and keep them excited to learn throughout the whole 25-minute session. So I have a few suggestions for older students as well, and I'll show you those at the end. But for now, let's jump right into some of my absolute favorite reward systems for my younger learners. And by the way, everything I'm going to show you is actually available for sale in my Etsy shop. So if you really like one of them, go check out my shop and you can buy it yourself. First up, the goldfish reward. I love this. This was one of my first ones I hand drew, and it was one of the first I made when I started digitally designing props for sale as well. So this one, these fish all just have a little bit of double stick tape on the back. Very easy. It starts out as an empty bowl, and when the students do a good job, you add a fish. And sometimes if we're feeling really crazy, we put the shark in there too. So, you know, this reward in particular is available for free on Teachers Pay Teachers and on my blog. So if you want this one, go ahead and there's a link below. You can actually get this for free, so, because I love you. All right, now we have the treasure chest. This one is super fun. I'm gonna say that about every single thing, by the way, because I think they're all fun. But this one in particular is really fun. And all these gemstones, again, just have a little double stick tape on the back, and you can stick and give your kids treasure when they do a good job. So this is another fun one that you could draw by hand if you wanted, or if you had a whiteboard, you could just kind of draw a box and put some diamonds and colorful jewels in there, or you can grab this one in my Etsy shop. Okay, this one works really well for younger students, and this also works really well as a reward in trial classes, because one of the things that they focus on in the trial classes is learning some basic colors. So you'll already be teaching pink, blue, and yellow in class, so this works really well with that and can extend the learning even further in the lesson. Pizza! Everybody loves pizza, including our students, and all these are double stick. So you start out with a blank pizza. When your student does a good job, you give them a pepperoni or a mushroom or a pepper or a bacon, because you can put bacon on pizza, why not? So this one I built a little differently than the others. This one has Velcro underneath each gumball. This also works really well with the younger levels when they're learning colors. So for this one, if you wanted to make your own, draw a gumball machine on your whiteboard, use your colorful markers, and add a gumball to the machine every time your student does a good job. Okay, this one I actually use very often teaching content and as a reward system. This is the Pack a Suitcase reward. In the upper level units about travel, this really helps my older students start to articulate things that they would pack. So for this one, again, I would start out with an empty suitcase. It's under there somewhere. And as the student does a good job, we would add more items to the suitcase. This lends itself well to discussing travel, but also clothing. There's a lot of lessons about clothes to wear, and you can use the pieces of this reward, that's got socks and pants, to talk about different clothing items. The race car reward. This one's really good for my older students, especially my competitive students. For this activity, at the beginning of class, they pick which race car they want to be. We start both at the starting line over here, and when they do a good job, I move their car around the track, and I move my car a little bit less than theirs. So if they're red, then they go here, I go right here. They're winning. They win the whole time. They're gonna win at the end too. Donuts! This one is super easy to make yourself if you have a whiteboard and some colored markers. Once again, just draw yourself a big circle, and when your student does a good job, they get a sprinkle. On this one that I have, the sprinkles are all attached with double stick tape, and they can come off nice and easy, so when they do a good job, they get another sprinkle on their donut. I use the birthday cake. Oh, we're getting a little crazy up here. So the birthday cake reward I use obviously during the lessons about birthday parties, but this one also comes in handy during trial classes when I'm trying to get students to say how old they are. So the one way to do this, you can count using the candles, or you can pull out the number of candles you need for the student's age and go ahead and stick them on there and practice counting together. And that helps with that sentence, how old are you? I am 4 or I am 5. So that's kind of a double use of this one. If you don't want to buy this exact one, you can draw this one easily on a whiteboard. Just draw the outline of the cake, maybe throw some decorations on there, and when your student does a good job, you can draw little candles and then blow them out at the end. The beehive. There's some upper level lessons that talk about how bees help us and how animals help us, but this also is just like a fun one to use with any level student, and bee is a pretty easy vocabulary word. So if your student does a good job, they get a bee. So one last thing I want to talk about is using rewards with older students. One of my favorite ways to do that is through tic-tac-toe. And I'll usually use this as a teaching tool to show my students how tic-tac-toe is played if they've never played before, but then we'll actually play by drawing on the screen. However, if you're not able to draw on the screen, or if you want to play with this one, the pack that includes this reward has a blank and a numbered. So there's one version that has numbers underneath. So your student can say number 4, number 3, and you can put their piece there. Another thing my older students love is at the very end of class, we'll have a rock, paper, scissors tournament. And the final thing that my older students love is I've got a set of trophies. These trophies are part of the Mega Rewards bundle only, so these are kind of a bonus. But I have a first, second, and third place trophy, as well as first, second, and third place ribbons. And this one's really funny because sometimes I'll show my students the trophy and we'll cheer with it, and that works well, and at the very end, they get the trophy. Okay, so thank you so much. This is just kind of scratching the surface of reward systems you could use in your classroom. I actually have a blog post below that has way more ideas. I think it has 32 ideas in it right now, and I'm constantly updating it. I also have a link where you can get the free fishbowl printable, and there's a link to my shop if you want to purchase some of these rewards to use in your own classroom. So that's all for today, but let me know what reward systems work really well with your students. Talk to you later. Bye.